Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another unboxing, and today we're doing some more McFarlane, and this is another clearance find too on top of it. And today we're going to be unboxing this Batman vs. Hush 2-pack. I have been on the fence about this for so long just because I kind of wish the Hush figure was not masked, if that makes sense. Like, I really wish it was designed like that. Otherwise, though, I mean, the actual general aesthetic of him with the jacket and everything on is still pretty on point and awesome, so I can't deny it. The Batman looks great. I love that Jim Lee design of Batman, and really, other than the Frank Miller design of Batman, probably my favorite. Michael Turner also did some very nice designs of Batman as well, but Jim Lee's is probably going to be my favorite in the long run. But this 2-pack, I actually was able to pick it up at a Target on clearance for $20. And boy, you cannot go wrong with that. That's $10 a figure, and these 2-packs easily retail for $45 or more each. So when I saw that price tag, I had no choice but to jump on it. I don't have this version of Batman. I do like Hush, just kind of wish the head was different. May find a way to fix that, but for right now, I'm just going to rip them open. And we're going to see how these things look. We're going to see how the joints are, see how the quality is on them. And I do like that shot back there of both Batman and Hush with the tombstone back there. That's actually a really cool shot of the back of the package. Not your typical back of the package design for a McFarlane figure. You usually got pictures of other figures across the bottom, and then you'll have your one main shot of the figure. But this looks really nice. I almost feel bad opening it, but to be honest, I don't have a lot of space left for package stuff of this size, and since it was on clearance anyways, I don't feel too terrible about going ahead and ripping it up. But there it is, Batman vs. Hush, McFarlane. But let's go ahead and open it up, get both these bad boys out, and we're gonna see just what the Hush is all about. It's not a fuss, it's a hush. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get an angry DM about that dad joke. That's the most dad joke you'll hear today, I promise you. But yeah, here we go. Let's go ahead and get Hush and Batman out of the package. It's in there very tight. So of course, because it is a McFarlane 2-pack, it's gonna have some kind of base with it, as well as a background, just like the Green Lantern versus Dawnbreaker 2-pack had, as well as the Superman Doomsday 2-pack. Those are the only 2-packs I've opened myself personally. And one in Superman Doomsday, it was like Superman and Devastator from Dark Knight's Metal. But either way, I do like the little background piece they put with these. I personally don't use these myself. They're not quite big enough for the back of the DTOV. But I don't know. Actually, and the worst part is that by the time you take all this shit off here, it usually just tears it up and makes it unusable anyways. So I like the concept and the idea of having that background in there to make the figures look better in the box. However, I do kind of wish they'd find a way to keep these accessories in the package without having to, you know, glue them down to this little backdrop piece. Because I do think that if this backdrop piece was usable after the fact, it would add a lot of what you would call added value to that figure or figures if you open them by being able to have that backdrop. But yeah, once you tear the plastic off, it just destroys it and makes it completely unusable. So only downside to that, hopefully they can find some other way of doing it, even if they have to put them in like a separate baggie or something inside the box. I think that would be a good idea as well. But we've got 2 stands here, one for each figure. There we go, typical DC branded figure stands. We've got our 2 cards, which look really great. I actually really like they kind of use kind of like a grayscale tone for the shot of Batman and Hush. I think it looks really good. But those will go nice in the binder with the rest of my McFarlane cards. I've got a giant pile, and I'll be probably sleeving those up tonight. Gonna watch me some AEW Dynamite. And it is Grand Slam this evening, so hopefully it's gonna be a great show. Hopefully some of the turmoil and things in that company going on right now can resolve themselves, and we could all move on like professional adults who love wrestling and do our thing. But here's Hush. Came out pretty easy, so that's a plus. Not a whole lot of fight on it. Let's go ahead and get Batman out. Looks like he is tied down with just a tie in the middle. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. Batarang dropped right out of the packaging. I did not want to just let it hit the floor and forget about it, because I'm telling you, I would have 1,000% forgot about it. There we go. Look at yourself a shovel. Kind of got some little, deco on it, like it's kind of got mud or something dried on, but I don't know. I feel like if they're going to do that, they should have just painted it rather than just, I don't know. It just looks weird like that. But all in all, though, hey, who wants a shovel accessory? I'll take a free accessory. It's all good. And, of course, another Batarang. So, even though it doesn't look like a Batarang necessarily, but I get the point. So let's go ahead and get Batman out real quick. He might be a little difficult. He's got both the rubber tie in the middle, as well as the cape being tucked in through the plastic. But he's already posed up in the package, so we're going to go ahead and unpose him, make him kind of stand normal-ish. Oh yeah, man, this figure looks great. All right, I'm already pretty hyped about this. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll start. I'll work my way over to Batman. We'll start with our rest of the accessories. So here we go. Here lies Jason Todd. So we've got our little stand here, which I do like these. These are kind of cool. And of course the tombstone's going to fit in right there. Okay, so it's going to go this side. There's two little kind of grooves right there on each side of it. And then if you look inside the groove there, there's two little slots there. So it's going to have some kind of a spot you can lock it into, which is kind of nice. Okay, there we go. So yeah, there's your stand. I like that. That's pretty shifty. Let's go ahead and put that right there. And of course, we'll check it on the stand with both figures, make sure they stand up well. I think it's funny that they give that stand like that, plus give you stands, but at the same time, I know a lot of people who don't use these. I don't know if I will or not. I might. I did use the one with both my Green Lantern 2-pack and my Superman 2-pack, so I may use that one as well. But let's go ahead and check out Hush real quick. So first off, again, I wasn't crazy that gave him the wrapped head. I kind of wish either they gave him the unmasked head, or they would have simply given an extra head with that like that, and you could have swapped them out. I would have preferred that. It just looks better that way, but like I said, I get it though. I do like how they included the little emerald ring right there on the necklace. The jacket, rubber goods. I feel like if you pop the head off of this would make a nice Constantine figure, straight up. No lies about it. I think that'd look cool. I mean, not perfectly on point Constantine, but I mean, it'd be kind of like a nice alternate version of him. Because man, I gotta tell you guys, if you've been trying to hunt down that Page Puncher's Constantine, good luck. That thing, out of all the figures in that set, that one just does not stay on the shelves long. And like, I don't know if it's just short packed or what the deal is, but yeah, finding that thing has been a nightmare. But the jacket split here in the back, leather pants, got some buckles along the boots there, so that's kind of cool. I mean, it's not like he's just in some plain ass slacks or something. Like, I mean, he's got some knee pads, you know, some actual like combat gear on here, so that's it's pretty cool. I like that. I do like he's got the screaming face. You know, he's just all mad at Bruce Wayne and Batman, and he just wants to murder him. So, you know, at least they're kind of giving him the proper inflection on his face. Wrist joints feel good. Neither one of these figures come with swappable hands, so that's very nice. This arm feels a little loose from my liking, which sucks because we also had that same problem with the Hal Jordan Green Lantern from the Green Lantern and Dawnbreaker 2-pack, where his right arm was just so loose it wouldn't hold anything up. It does have double jointed elbows, which is very nice. But the wrists do feel good. I like how he's got his hand cocked perfectly for a gun, but there's no damn gun in here. So make sure you find yourselves one of those McFarlane munitions packs and get yourself a gun. I think I actually may have an extra one out there from my Earth 2 Batman, my Thomas Wayne Batman. So if I do, I may rig him up with a gun. I think that'll look real nice. But overall, though, since the jacket's covering a lot of stuff, you don't have a lot of issues in terms of like needing to worry about the torso being posed right or anything, because it's just kind of covered up. But let's go ahead and check out the legs for posability. So the hip joints feel good. The knees, double jointed knees on these. So those, and they kind of clicky. That's good. So that means they're going to lock in place pretty well. Ankles. Okay, so the toe articulation is good. Feels a little loose for my liking. Ankles, kind of the same thing. You can feel the clicks where, you know, they kind of pseudo lock in place, but it's still a little bit loose. So not perfect, but at least it does kind of have those locking clicks in there, so it might help with that. This side is much tighter and probably exactly the way it should be in terms of tightness. So this side is good, this side not so much. But overall, it does, I mean, it did stand on its own. I had it right the first time. Yeah, it stands on its own, so the ankles aren't too terrible. If you saw a previous video with one of my Joker figures, it just did not want to hold. The head's got a lot of maneuverability with it, which I absolutely love. I've had a lot of McFarlane figures lately where, I mean, the most movement you get out of the head would be this. And that's it. This thing is like all over the flipping place, so I love that. That's awesome. So, bang up job on that, McFarlane. I appreciate it. Let's see if we can get the shovel in his hand, though. Probably, okay, there we go. The actual fingers actually flex out pretty well. So yeah, you can throw the shovel in his hand. That fits real nice. Closed fist on this side, so nothing to worry about there. So yeah, that's not bad. But like I said, probably gonna throw a gun in that hand because I mean, it only seems proper. Yeah, the Hush figure's not bad. Nice deco. I mean, pretty basic just because there's not a lot of color to it. Doesn't stand out very well. But again, the design of the character was kind of like that, so at least it's true to form with the character in the book. I just wish it would have had the alternate head with it. So really only big downside, and of course for maybe those two, I guess this arm, I'd say the right arm, but it'd be his left arm, and then his left leg. Those being a little bit loose around the ankles be an issue. But let's go ahead and check out Batman. Okay, so first off, I'm just gonna call it. I'm not a fan of that. Like, I get it, it's supposed to go all the way up here, but whenever the joint is like that and just kind of bleeds into the rest, it looks weird, if that makes sense. Not a giant fan of that. It stands out weird, if that makes sense, you know? Like I said, not terrible, and it's a dumb little thing to nitpick, but I mean, it's, you know, it's just like people with, you know, the thigh gap areas, you know, if you have things where it's like, let's say they have like black pants, and you pull the legs open to check the joints, and you just see like flesh colored, you know, joints in there, or a completely different colored joint inside, and it's seen pretty easily depending on how you pose it. You know, people get a little uptight about that, and I don't blame them necessarily. So there is that. The torso moves, but it's very, very stiff, so not a lot of movement there. Both hands are open, so you can hold the batarangs in them, which I don't know how those are going to hold very well. I mean, unless you just kind of like force them in there, because they're just kind of weird. So I mean, I don't know how that's going to hold very well, because even if you hold it like with the blade inwards, like it's a meal on a piece of pie, it's very nice. Okay, no, that's weird. So I don't know about that. That's questionable. Cape looks good as always. Really hard to fuck up the cape on Batman figures. They all usually look pretty good. Good rubber goods cape. Ankles, they feel about right where they need to be. Definitely not no issues with it in terms of like the Hush figure where it's super, super loose. Hip joints feel pretty smooth. Double jointed knees, clicking joints, so they, you know, have those little in-between lockings as you click them down, so I do like that. I'm fine with it. Bat symbol is, you know, it's not just painted on, like it's actually like a separate piece of plastic that's kind of molded on, so that's cool. It's definitely like a rubber, like you can just kind of feel it by the texture on it, but I do like that. That's nice. The wrist joints feel good and tight. The head, you got some movement in it. Okay, so that's not bad. So I mean, look how far you can turn that. That's very nice. The Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns Batman did not have quite as much movement in it, so that's a little downer. But so that looks good. It does not. Okay, so it does have the, you know, the double joint kind of the rotator cuff area. It does have that. It's not quite as predominant as it is in some of the newer McFarlane figures, but I still like that. It's probably one of my like favorite features on McFarlane stuff right now, and also on a lot of the WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition. So pretty cool in that regard. The face looks really good on it. I mean, very solid, very Jim Lee design. I mean, they nailed the design of the actual look of the character and the costume in terms of like how Jim Lee designed Batman. Pretty solid, so can't complain there. Rubber goods belt, but it's on there pretty solid. Yeah, not bad. So the joints on this one feel pretty good. The cape's very heavy, so I feel like that might cause issues in terms of it standing and just weighing it all the way back down. So you're probably going to have to either put this on a stand or put it on the base that come with it. Like, it's so, like, if I just stand it right now, it just, like, that cape weighs it down so much, and the actual figure itself does not have a lot of weight to kind of counterbalance it. So there's definitely a balancing issue there. So not super crazy about this. This, no balancing issues. I mean, it feels very well, like, rounded as far as, like, weight distribution. But this thing, yeah, you can tell it's like 65% weight is in this cape. It looks great, but it's just so big and rubber. It's just so heavy. So let's go ahead and put Batman on a regular stand real quick. Let's see how he stands up. Honest, man, yeah, that's not looking good. So the peg hole for the foot's very loose. Like, I mean, almost no contact. Let me try this other stand just to see if maybe they have two different size stands here. Okay, that one's a little tighter. Not much though, but let's check it. I don't have high hopes on this. I feel like that cape's just nope. Foot come right out already. Yeah, that cape's just gonna weigh it down. So this Batman, you're probably gonna have to pose it on this base somehow. Maybe, I don't know, some kind of a crouching posing position or something. Because if you stand it, that cape is just so heavy. Like, honestly, I don't know how you can get away with it. So let's just try to do like a normal pose with it real quick. So if you do it like that, okay, so posing it like that, kind of crouched, that looks good, and the cape's kind of touching the ground, so it helps support the figure, so that's good. But if you try to just do an upright, normal, straight back standing position, probably not going to work. So if you're going to stand it like that, I would suggest trying to stand it in the corner of your shelf or something like that, or at least maybe against the side of it, because otherwise it will not hold up. But the feet do fit the pegs on the base that comes with it very nice. Not so much on these stands. So those stands are probably going to be sacrificed to other figures. But yeah, otherwise though, the rest of the stuff on the figure, molding wise and everything, looks good. A little questionable over here on the right wrist guard. They're kind of, if I can get the camera to focus a little bit, there we go. They're kind of just bent, rolled over, like, it's weird. This side, they're actually, you know, out like they need to be. That's cool. And this side, they're just kind of like folded over on the forearm, so that's a little weird. But yeah, man, I don't know. I kind of wish that cape wasn't so heavy, or maybe they could have just added weight to the figure itself to maybe counterbalance that. I don't know. And it seems like his weight is, or the molding on the figure seems to be kind of like going to the right a little bit. I don't know. It's very odd. I don't. There we go. I mean, that's a little better. But even then, just the cape. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna stand up on his own. Just prop it up on the cape, I guess. Like, that's that's a little disappointing. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to pose him in an action pose on the base with Hush here, because just a normal straight back stance, it is not gonna hold at all, no matter how you place the legs or how you place the ankles. It's just too back heavy. So yeah, I gotta give a thumbs down to that McFarlane. The figure looks great, but if it don't stand worth a shit when it's in normal position, like, what are you doing? Like, even the stands aren't helping that. So maybe something they can work on. Overall, though, it's actually a really cool 2-pack. It's going to look really nice when I actually have them posed up on that base there. I love the tombstone. Battering's a little questionable because they don't fit the hands very well. But overall, good 2-pack. I'd give it a solid 8. It'd probably be higher, but definitely the cape issue weighing down Batman, make it where you can't just stand him up straight. That part really sucks. I wish Hush had a swappable head. and a gun. And then I also wish that his joints on his leg over here weren't quite as loose, and the same with this shoulder here. Just a little loose for my taste. But otherwise, though, really nice looking figures. Just has some manufacturing issues I kind of wish they could work around. But guys, this is going to wrap it up for this Hush 2-pack video. Thank you for checking it out. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at CollectingRaj. And check out all of the stuff that I've already posted up. And I've got even more unboxings to come. I'm still trying to get stuff caught up. I'm about 10 videos behind on uploads. So I've got more content already in the can. I've just got to get it uploaded and onto the server. But guys, thank you for checking out the video. And as always, have yourselves an awesome day.